please.
Thank you, Worship. And thank you as well to the doctor for being here and providing your expert advice. My first question is, maybe I'll preface by saying, we've had tremendous support for the restrictions that the city and the province has had to implement, largely because I would argue it was the health officials and not the politicians driving the bus. When you think of all the closures, they were incredibly painful but needed efforts made over the past several months. Not one of them were ever voted on by council. The various ones were recommended and implemented by experts and professionals. So I need to understand, when it comes to this bylaw or drafting the bylaw before us, is it the recommendation of Alberta Health Services that Calgary implement a mandatory face covering bylaw?
I'm at the mic, so I'll answer that. I believe that Alberta Health Services has recommended it, but it's in the policy papers that you've got. And I don't know that, I certainly don't speak for Alberta Health Services. Like I said, I'm your house doctor here today, but do either of you folks know that?
I can fill in something as Chief Sampson is coming up, which is I have had long conversations with public health. That's Alberta Health, not Alberta Health Services, but as well as with the Premier on this. And fundamentally, what I have been told is we strongly recommend it. The Premier used very strong language in recommending it on the weekend. He said, if you don't do this, if you don't wear a mask, then we will close the economy again. I'm paraphrasing, but that's essentially what he said. And I have asked, should there be a provincial mandate? And the answer that I have received is because of issues around enforcement and issues around specific geographic areas, that they are loath to make different rules for different parts of the province, but municipal councils are indeed empowered to have this debate and this discussion. Chief Sampson has more to add.
Your Worship, I'm not sure that I have anything of significant value to add, except that Dr. Hinshaw did say that local authorities may make rules pertaining to the problems they are facing, and that would be, the mechanism would be through a bylaw, which certainly with 3 of our, what we would call local geographic areas now being over the 50 number, we think we're well placed to at least start down this road with a bylaw.
Okay, thank you for the answers. I understand that everybody is recommending the use of the masks, but when it comes to perhaps our local medical officer of health, are they asking this council to implement a mandatory face covering bylaw? And is the answer yes, or is it no?
No. They're not in a
So at this time, our local medical officer of health is not asking this council to implement a mandatory face covering bylaw. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, it's very hard to answer yes or no to this. May I explain if I can? The medical officers of health do not see themselves in a role to tell you as council or us as the administration that we should put in a mask bylaw or should not. They don't feel they're placed in that position. And as such, the short answer to your question is no, because they don't feel placed to tell us what to do at this time.
Okay, because I think this is absolutely crucial, because every step of the way, the recommendations have been made by the Chief Medical Officer of Health in consultation with the local bureaucracy. And it has been the case where, say for example, the rest of the province was ready to go to phase 1 and phase 2, but Calgary wasn't quite ready. So they were able to make that recommendation specific for Calgary.
Sorry, Councillor Farkas. Somebody is not muted. Everybody look at your devices and please mute. Thank you. So, Councillor Farkas, I can.
So I need to understand, why is it not the case?
I can answer that, Councillor Farkas. So, starting with the delay to Calgary, that was actually not done in consultation with the local government in any way. That was just done because of the numbers. I would answer your question the opposite way, which is public health telling us not to do this? And the answer is no. They're actually saying absolutely go ahead and have this debate and do it, but it's not our place to tell you what to do. There's no more public health emergency. They no longer have the right to do that. but we've had many, many conversations with them, and I have never heard one of them say, please don't do this.